So we're just here to reaffirm this sensing boom that is taking place across IoT. A lot of it really has to do with just growing from M2M to IoT, having sensors and smartness and really information being sent over to a central location is really going to generate a lot of changing business models, as well as added value that we have not even thought about. So we're really growing up from M2M to IoT through this sensing boom that I talked about today. So as a service provider, we always, struggled a little bit in achieving the right revenue generating kind of applications, right? Because a lot of our focus has been on the connectivity, which is fantastic, but it's a commodity. So at the end of the day, as a service provider, we want to get into more the application offering and a total solution offering. And the areas that we're focusing on continues to be on the transportation side, on the retail side, and a little bit on the healthcare. So healthcare has started to pop in terms of applications. A lot of the red tape has, is now being glossed over and kind of mitigated. So those are the three areas that we will be focusing on. Smart cities and everything else will continue to be there, but those will take even longer time. So as a short term, it's transportation, retail, and healthcare, and then long term with smart cities. So definitely standards is something that we are, we think about as a harmonization kind of a process in order for IoT to become much more worldly accepted. But if we are to kind of focus on a couple of things, would be on security. Because a lot of these connected devices ultimately will be, might be vulnerable, and people will be thinking about, especially when we start to talk about the consumer side of things. So security is very, very important. And the other part as a service provider is really having what I called IoT-tuned networks that are able not only to send data back and forth, and we're talking about short bursty data, I call them bursty, not thirsty, but the amount of connectivity, how many connections you can have, that is going to be the challenge, is not the amount of data, but the amount of connections that you will be able to manage. So this is my second time to actually come here, and last time was about 2 years ago, and I definitely see a huge increase in the numbers and people that are attending. It's always good to be in London, but the venue where IoT Forum 2016 is taking place is also fantastic.